Today we kick off Operation Make Major Blank Murray Awesome. Major Murray just got a lift. I got it up on jack stands. I think the first step, I'm going to take all 4 tires and wheels off. That's going to be episode 1, tires and wheels. I might also take the hood off, get it out of the way. It's not bolted on. And if you're wondering why not run the oppie, it got locked up, and then we're good. I also got to make sure that tight hood will fit around the V-twin. It should. For future reference, the front had this washer and this carter key. The back had a 1-inch E-clip, this washer, and that washer. I'm not sure how long I've had Major Murray. I can go back and watch the videos and see when I got it. But it's only taken a few minutes to strip it down this far. I don't know why I waited so long. I was going to do episode 1 about tires and wheels, but I might go ahead and pull that engine off. It's useless anyway. Update time, I got all 4 bolts out of the engine. I got all the wires unhooked. There's a couple zip ties to cut. The battery cable's unhooked. The throttle, the choke is unhooked. Surprisingly enough, the choke and the throttle still worked. Anyway, the pulley, I just cut it off with a Sawzall. I took off 2 old irrelevant belt keepers. Now it's time to pull the engine. So I just unhooked all the wires, unplugged the wires, unhooked the starter wire. And this is the front bumper, just like what's on Colonel Cressman. I feel it needs to go right about there. Anyway, it's now time to pull the engine off. The back wheels are in great shape, a little more cleaning and some paint, and they are done. And on the tires, I just ran the pressure washer over them. They're ready to be put on. Wheel update, all tires have been dismounted, the backs have been pressure washed, all the grease has been cleaned off. The front have a little bit of surface rust, nothing some sandpaper can't touch up. So I just did a little sanding on the rear wheels. As soon as I hit them with some paint thinner, they'll be ready to be sprayed. The spraying has started and it flows on nice. These wheels are halfway done. Once they dry, we'll flip them over to the other side. Rear tire number 1 is on. It's time to be aired up. This is comparing the stock tires to the new ATVs. These were 23s, these are 25s. I hope they're going to fit on Major Murray. Anyway, if we compare this to what Fast Mowers has 20s. These are 25s. Top speed with those was 40. If we had some 25s on here, what would be in the 50s? Taller tire equals more speed. That's almost a look of a 4-wheel drive Fast Mowers. It's just for looks. So I got both tires slicked up, mounted, aired up, ready to go on a mower. Let's take them and see if they're going to fit. Just like it was made for it. It's about 1/2 inch clearance here, a little more there. I think that'll work great. Too bad the fronts aren't done. And let's see how they compare to the Executioners on Colonel Craftsman. These are the 25-inch Executioners on Colonel Craftsman versus the Dunlop 25 inches. Looks like Dunlop's a little bit taller. This is 10 pounds of air pressure. Oh well. I guess Major Murray has the tallest tires on the farm now. Just used the wire brush, the paper towels, and some paint thinner, cleaned up the frame. I'm trying to get the engine bolted on today. I'm going to spray a little flat black on first. Here we go. Got the parts more with the engine closer. That'll make it easier. It is time to swap that engine. And now once we get the 4 bolts in the engine, it'll be time for a test start. And on the cowling, I think I'll go with the flat black versus the pink. So I've got a little bit of a hiccup. This is the V-Twins pulley system. That was the Oppies. This one hits the steering. So I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do on pulleys. And the engine is bolted in place. It is looking very good. I'll get that cowling on in case it wants to rain. Anyway, this is the steering that's hitting that pulley. And that is going to wrap up today's work. I'm proud of the progress that was made. I'm excited about figuring out what to do with this exhaust. I've not had a lot of V-twin experience. That's going to sound good. Oh, and we got to figure out what to do with the pulley system too. Pulleys, exhaust, seat, battery, paint job, front tires and wheels. Coming along good. So I thought I was done, then I said let's try the hood on, see how it fits. The V-twin fits a lot better than the Oppie did. Room on both sides. That is what it looks like with the hood on. I'm tempted to leave it this color and just go with the desert tan wheels. Let me think about it. I keep saying I'm done, then I see something fun. I got these 2 wheels cleaned up. They're ready for paint. And I got the front tires dismounted and they're all slicked up, ready to be mounted. So just worked a 3-day weekend. The weather was nice. When I get home, it's been raining and it's supposed to storm within the hour. If I get the front tires painted and mounted, I can get it pushed up into the garage. So it's a humid day out in the garage. I happen to have a pizza oven. I got it on low bake. We're going to cook that paint on. So Major Murray will have the same front tires as Silver Bullet, thanks to GoPowersports.com, and the wheel is dry enough for the tire. Both front tires are now mounted. They're ready to be put on, but now it's raining. I may run to the store and get an E-clip. As far as I know, that's all I need to get this thing rolling. So now all tires and wheels are on it. I think I'll lower it off the jack stands and roll it into the garage and maybe get it running. Steers easy. And pushes easy. The Major is now in the shop. I guess the next step, get the hood off, see if we can get it to run. I gotta find a gas tank for it. Let me show you what's going on with the gas tank. And the good news is, these fenders, there's only 2 bolts that hold them on. That's pretty cool. And for the gas tank, it's got a nice big gas tank, mostly protected, but there's a hole here. That's got to be dry right from the sun. I see some damage there. I got to find a new tank. So the old busted gas tank has been removed. It is out of here. I've got another gas tank. That's a metal one off of a Honda engine. When I redid the neighbor's go-kart, he had an extra gas tank. I got to keep it. Anyway, I got to make some kind of bracket for it to sit on. And then when you got to fill it up, you got to reach under here to take the cap off. And then if you're at the gas pump, you can reach right in there, or maybe get a funnel. It'll work out. I am about to knock off for tonight, but the good news, I've got the choke cable and the throttle cable hooked up. And up here I built a bracket. This is bed frame material. This is my custom tank bracket. The good news, I only had to drill 1 hole. Everything else was pre-existing bed frame holes. In just a few seconds I'm going to paint that, then we're going to install it. Then I got to get some gas. The gas tank is all cleaned up. The bracket is all painted. It's time to get that baby installed. So the bracket has now been installed. Even the hose is installed. If we take a look at it, very nice. So that's where the gas tank's going to sit. Nothing against Honda engines, and they got really good stickers too. But this is not a Honda engine, so I got a Go Power Sports sticker that's going to go right over top of that. And when we slide it into place, you'll be able to read Go Power Sports. Let's get that put on. Gonna be right about there. I just hit Major Murray with a sander and some paint thinner. Now I've got it all masked off. It's time to spray some flat black on. The flat black is now on. It's time to get rid of the masking. And I think I'm going to leave the fenders this color, at least for now. Good news, the battery has been installed. It's hooked up, it's ready to go. There's even a little holder right here to keep it in place. And I think I've got a desert sand sticker that goes right here. Hang on a second. And I'm thinking right about here, and that would leave room for a couple of reflectors up there. I think so. So now the battery is in it. When I hit the key, nothing happens. I've already got the seat safety switch, it's gone, it's eliminated. The blade engagement switch, it's fine. So I'm just going to take this wire brush with this metal on the end of it. It's time to drop a little gas on the carburetor. So that sounded pretty good for an old dirty carburetor, and I just remembered I got to modify this pulley. I'm going to take the grinder and cut on those lines. The pulley has now been customized. I think I'll slap a little paint on it and then we'll throw it on the mower. I just took the carburetor off, and when we look on the inside, it's got like gas sand, gas crystals. Get that all cleaned up, get it all back together, maybe then it'll run. The carburetor has been cleaned out and reinstalled. Now we're working on changing out the fuel pump. Hopefully this one does not leak. It's good to have parts mowers. So I was just bragging about having a parts mower, and this one is leaking also. Anyway, I got it hooked up. Maybe it's good enough for a test drive. But before test drive, I still got to put on this custom pulley. Won't take but a second. Okay, the pulley is on, the belt is on. I've got the key. Ran better before I cleaned the carburetor. And that was a first ride with the carburetor flooding. I did get to pop a wheelie. Let's go steal the carburetor off the parts mower. So I've got Major back in the shop. I don't know what horsepower this is. It was off one of our original Troy builds. Maybe I can go back and watch those videos and maybe it'll say on the side of it. Anyway, I went to the parts mower. It is a 25 horse, which means double barrel carburetor. I'm gonna see if it'll fit, and then maybe this one will be a 25 horse. The new double barrel carburetor is on. I just put a little gas in the hole. Let me find the key. Oh, key's already over there. can't figure out how to shut it off. But it does run good. So I just temporarily stole the seat off of fast mowers. I've got the fenders on, the hood's on, I've got a wire for the kill switch, and I've got the key on the back fender. I feel like Major Murray and Colonel Craftsman are going to be best buds, partners. They got a lot in common. Just like Silver Bullet and Fast Mowers have a lot in common. They're going to be best buddies too. I'm planning to do a front bumper on Major just like Colonel has, and I bet Major wants a back bumper like Colonel has too. So you can tell me your favorite parts about Major Murray, and I'm still trying to pick a name for it. Right now there's, let's see, Canadian Pacific, they joined Patreon, and there's TJ. Forgot TJ's last name. I'll put it on the screen. Anyway, Major TJ Murray sounds good. Major Canadian Pacific. I mean, if they get the most money, we can work something out. Let's see. Kill switch. Wiring. We need to do wiring on it. Maybe some LEDs behind these. Front bumper. Maybe a back bumper. It needs to be locked. Something with the exhaust. Pulley swapping. Am I forgetting anything? More aggressive back tires. Am I forgetting anything? Leave me a comment. Oh, I gotta find a seat for it too. Do I want a seat like that, or do I want a seat like this? Leave me a comment, which one do you think would be best? And I'm right now in a contest, if you've not heard about it yet, naming Major Murray. It's Major Blank Murray, putting your name in there. And I'm thinking whatever name your mom gave you, some kind of common name. I don't want it to be obscenity or something perverse, but highest patron on Patreon at the end of the next video, I want to put their name in the middle of Major Murray. Patreon link down in the description.